Have the champion of Sanghelios from the Killer Instinct Season 3 original soundtrack by Clayton Celldweller and Tom Salta. Once again, everybody, we are doing this as a music analysis. I'm going to try and analyze these. These are live, by the way. These are recorded live. So I'm going to pause a lot, catch things, and explain things as I catch them, as I can hear them, and try to explain them in layman's terms so that you don't have to be a professional musician to understand what is happening musically. So if you like that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're liking and sharing and joining the Discord and all that stuff. So, without any further ado, let's check this out. The champion of Sanghelios. Okay, 5 seconds in. This is already awesome. We have this percussion, which sounds to me. Let me hear that. Let me hear that beat again. That's a very low string. That's a very strong bass. It sounds to me like a oh, what do we call this? It's not a sforzando. It's basically you're taking a double bass and slapping one of the strings and just letting it ring. And just letting it ring with a double bass and then a regular bass being played to keep that sound going. And you merge those two samples and you get this sound of like a very, very low, like a bell that is tolling but isn't quite a bell. And of course we have this synth, this percussive synth in the background giving us that initial rhythm. Almost like Mick Gordon-esque initial rhythm. Let's hear it. Percussive. Ooh. Okay. So now we have 2 layers of vocals. We have one layer, kind of like synth layered vocals. You have one that is doing the chords. One of them that is doing the chords, and the other one that is doing something that I love to do when I do throat singing. It's the percussive sound of that. It gives it almost like a tribal feeling to things. You know, ooh, ooh, kind of thing. You're warming up, you're getting pumped up for some sort of confrontation kind of thing. I really love it as a percussive thing, just because of the depth that you can get from it. It's insanely fun to add, and we are seeing this in action, and it's building up because we still have another 5 minutes to go. So let's check it out. And now we also have drums. Those tribal drums. We have a very faint guitar, higher vocals, adding up to the chords, and a string section. We have a string section. Ooh. There we go. We got that electric guitar with what sounds to me either a tuba or a trombone doing that, because those instruments are incredibly good at that. Like, you want either a tuba, a trombone, a throat singer, or a didgeridoo to do those things. It just gives it, it's just so good. Like, there's a reason why like 2/3 of cinematic trailers use those because it's just cool. It just sounds cool. But yeah, we have several things going on right now. We have this initial rhythm being established. We are having a pretty straightforward repetition with these drums, the guitar, and the lower end of the vocals. Then you're having the higher end, bringing us more space, adding a layer and then moving up, adding a layer, then moving up, and it's just giving us volume. It's giving us a lot more volume, a lot more scale to this whole thing, while still giving us the motif. The motif is still very slow right now, but the motif, of course, being that that smallest version of your musical idea, the seed of your ideas, which everything else sprouts out of, kind of thing. And right now, it's still going on. This is nearly a 1-minute introduction. Fairly unusual for it to be this slow for this kind of thing, but it's working. So let's hear it. Now we have that extra synth with some glitchy sounds. So yeah, we're getting this combination of like almost sacred, holy chorus being like almost angelic with this tribal sound in the bottom, while at the side we have all these synths and technology. It kind of giving Halo vibes, because Halo does have that mix of things as well. So it could be drawing inspiration from that. Then again, it's Killer Instinct, so it's one of these cases chicken in the hand kind of things. So we don't we might not really know which one inspired which, but it is giving us this whole feeling of there are many things going on at the same time, and these entirely different worlds are colliding. Are slowly colliding, because they are very clearly, so you have the lower end with the drums and the tribes and the and all this percussive, very tribal, very primitive sounds. Then we have up above this angelic chorus like thing, panned more to the right side of the ear, and then on the left side of the ear, similar, like in between these two, we have all of these synths establishing different rhythms and giving us these glitches, as if technology's slowly creeping into the rest. And it's all in counterpoint to one another. Counterpoint being the idea. In general, the academic counterpoint is usually melodic. It's a melody against another melody. And you can extrapolate these concepts to make it section against section. And it is working really, really well over here. Because you have the tribal lower end, primitive lower end, doing this very, very steady rhythm, the higher end with this chorus and strings, giving us what I call a flying melody. So everything in the middle and the lower section is very busy, and the upper section is flying above, kind of like looking over the landscape, that kind of feeling, right? Incredibly effective musical technique. And then you have on the other side, it's the panning as well that I'm very curious about. How the left ear, the technology is slowly getting louder and louder. The synths are getting louder and louder, kind of tying together both of the other two that are happening. Let's continue. Modulation. And there you go. Now it's on both ears. And now it's purely technological. It has taken over, and it's taking the spotlight. Oh, this is really cool. There's the chorus again, but now with this focus. Oh, this is really cool. So yeah, this synth technological thing has taken over the same rhythm that the primitive had. As if it evolved. It has evolved into this. And now it could have taken it over, it could have eliminated it, but the worlds have collided there. We have gone from being kind of panned out, kind of quiet, to being front and center, facing off, in contrast with this other floating, flying chorus, more angelic thing, and facing it like a man versus God kind of thing. And of course, that brass, that trombone, that tuba. A gong, very nice. And a good old drum set. Okay, we break everything. Oh. And there you go. You have those tribal sounds again, but now under this new context. These tribal sounds were building up from the from the beginning. Not very beginning, but from around second, like within the first minute or so. And now with the guitar playing this new set of chords, this new riff, this is really cool. Yep, there's no chorus above. Just these different synths and everything. I love this drum beat. There you go, the voices are back. I really just said that, right? The voices are back. There you go. No, the chorus is back. But now it's just the male section. The chorus that we had before was the entire chorus, which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, usually a chorus is divided into 4 parts. You have, this is your standard chorus. The sopranos, the altos, the tenors, and the basses. And traditionally, these are divided. Sopranos and altos are usually women, because women are more naturally aligned to have these. So the sopranos are the high range, the higher end of the range of that a woman can sing. The altos are the lower range that they can sing. The tenors and the basses are usually men. And the tenors are the high end of what a man can sing, and the basses are the low end of what men can sing, as, bass. There's also middle sections, the mezzo-soprano and the baritone, which are the middle ground between the two. Either they have a limited range in between, or they have both of the ranges. It really depends. And yes, there's some men that can sing the soprano range, which are called sopraninos, or they used to be the castrati. There are exceptions, but overall, in the overwhelming majority of cases, you will have this where the sopranos and altos are women, the tenors and the basses are men. And in this case, it's just the men. The women have gone somewhere else now. Your ex is a soprano? Nice. The sopranos and the altos are not singing right now. It's just the men. This section right now is pure testosterone. Freddie Mercury was a tenor. He was a tenor. He had a low range, like he had a low alto. He was a really high tenor. He had a very, very he could have reached some of the alto notes. Not quite a sopranino. Not quite a sopranino. Like, sopranino means you can sing the same parts as a soprano. It's even more rare. I'm pretty sure that Freddie probably could have done that. Like, if he wanted, he probably could have. So, very similar to the Pillar of Autumn Fatal one. I think there are inspirations here. And it is that male choral chorus singing along and doing these things. Freddie had like 5 octaves or something. Yeah, and he had an insane range. But he was still on the male end of the ranges. He was just a once in several lifetimes talent. So no, he's out to continue. Alright, boy. That's good. Okay. Tartaro to request a song, ! SR, and then the title of the YouTube video for you. How's it going? Welcome today. And we're going now. Okay, now let me hear this again. Okay, so we bring back, we cut out the drums, and we've now let the guitar. We're letting it bleed away. We're letting it do its thing, and we bring back that percussion, that tribal, savage percussion that. Yeah, this thing, ever since the drop that we saw with the guitar, the electric guitar and the metal drums, they're not metal drums, like drum set for heavy metal, pure testosterone. This whole thing is pure testosterone. Where did you RLR? It was there. It was just drowned out by the sound of pure testosterone. Oh, these transitions. And we bring back some of those synths from the start, doing that motif. It took a long time for the motif to come back, because we were just chugging with the guitar, which, it's a lot of fun. This is just a lot of fun. But there you go, those strings, synths, doing the motif again. No. Back to the percussion. Testosterone coded, I had to shave my beard twice. James, why are you doing this to me? I'm not doing this to you. The person who requested did this to you. And we go back to the technology. Oh, I like this, the panned thing. We have a call and response going on. We have the percussion keeping up the rhythm. Similar thematically, motif. We're having some rhythmic motifs being repeated throughout this whole thing. So the motifs that we have are not only melodic, but they're also rhythmic. Which, you know, the first thing we heard at the start of the track was a rhythm. It wasn't really a melody, it was a rhythm. So these rhythm is still being repeated in variations. This is I think it's the first time we've analyzed one of these where the motif, with the main motif, has been a rhythm, not so much a melody. Usually a motif is a melody. And in this case, it has been a rhythm, a rhythmic pattern. This game is from 2016. Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember Killer Instinct being announced around that time, so yes. The build-up and release, and this is all just messing around with this motif. But what I really wanted to point out right now, the strings going a call and response. You have panned to one ear the lower end of the strings. So that could be the cellos, maybe the double basses, maybe the violas, and then on the other ear, the violins. And the call and response being the concept when one instrument plays something, a call, and immediately another one responds. And these are very short. These are very, very fast, almost like stingers. I mean, you can call them stingers like that. That they are there in spite of and to contrast what is happening up front. And you have some synths sprinkling in a few extra things. It's building up. I think there's a guitar. Yep, let it build. Let it breathe. Let it build up. What are we going for, though? Back to that blong with the trombone, the glitches, just completely with the tribal sounds, the percussive oohs and rahs, pure testosterone. Ooh, that was really good. We bring the guitar, we bring a bass with what I think is a trombone. There's the chorus again. But now, everything is together. Everything is at the same time. It's all here. This is the climax. And the drums have slowed down. This is how you do a climax with drums. When you want to make a solid climax in this kind of thing, you want to switch around the drums. If you're going really fast, you want them to slow down. If they're slow, you want them to speed up. And right now they were going relatively fast and they have slowed down. We'll check the QS radar here again. Makes a amazing cypher little. This is really good. Playing those same motifs, bringing everything back together. Oh, now those rhythms being played on the violins here, the lower end, the men on the chorus. So yes, now you have, I think it was the violas playing that rhythm, bang, 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 but it hits so different when it's a string. This is the beauty of tone and timbre. Every instrument will have different dramatic elements to it, and if you take this rhythm, which has been mainly on the percussions, mainly on the guitars, mainly on the drums, and you put it on these violins, I think it was violas, by the way, I think it was violas with second violins, and you have them do this, and then you double with these first violins an octave or two higher, you get this incredibly dramatic escalation without having to do too much with it. You're just repeating the motif. The drum is carrying a lot of this too as well. And it lands, it sticks the landing, kind of literally, because it kind of sounded, you know, like something was falling down and everything. What a track. Oh, that was so much fun. That was so much fun. This was, oh my god. This is pure testosterone. This is pure testosterone, but there you have it. That was so much fun. Structurally, it felt a lot like an ABA. It could have been a rondo because we had a bunch of repeated elements. I didn't pay too much attention to it, so I could be wrong there for the second. But there you go. This was really, really good. There you have it. That was the champion of Sanghelios from the Killer Instinct Season 3 soundtrack by Clayton Celldweller and Tom Salta. Really, really fun. Really cool sci-fi metal. That's a genre that I'm not too familiar with. I'm a metalhead, but I don't dwell too much into this. This was really fun. And there you go. Once again, everybody, this is recorded live on stream, but if you like the video and you're watching on the YouTube channel, make sure you're subscribed and you're liking the video and all that good stuff. And if you want to request a song and you're not watching this from the live, make sure you're leaving a comment on what song you want from what game. Game music only because of copyright. So yeah, there you go. Champion of Sanghelios, really fun stuff. I enjoyed it a lot, so thank you for sharing this with me. But yeah, anyway, let's move on.